want to give you my welcome. I just want to thank you for being here today. I'm Barbara Carminati, Professor University of Insubria in Italy. And I want to thank you to be here because it's important for us to have this webinar. So this is actually the second webinar, is a webinar on education for cybersecurity, but it's the second webinar that we are proposing in a series of webinars on diversity and cybersecurity. These webinars are organized by Concordia, European, as you see the logo, an European funded project that is called Concordia. Let me say briefly what is Concordia, just to motivate this webinar, and why we believe it's so important is your participation in this webinar. So Concordia is a European funded multidisciplinary research and innovation project. The project aims to connect the cybersecurity capability that are spread around Europe in industry, academia, research labs, and to create a network of expertise to build a secure, trusted, resilient, and competitive ecosystem for cybersecurity. One of the goals of the project is to define a roadmap for research and innovation in cybersecurity here in Europe. And as you can figure out in developing this roadmap, one of the pillars is indeed education. So that's why we wanted a webinar to discuss with you, which we believe are interested in education and for cybersecurity, so are relevant stakeholder for us to understand how we have to teach cybersecurity, how we can increase the awareness on cybersecurity in the schools. This is one, let's say, part of the webinar, but another relevant activity that we are doing, Concordia, is about the action to incentivize women to work in cybersecurity, so related to gender inclusion. And definitely, when you deal with gender inclusion, this is something that you need to consider also at the level of the education. So it's not just an issue of the market, but it's something that you need to consider since the education, primary and secondary schools. That's why we have included this webinar in this series of cybersecurity and diversity and cybersecurity. So a series that deal indeed with gender inclusion and or. So during this webinar, we are going to have a panel where we have two speakers that will discuss about both the aspects, so education and gender inclusion. I don't want to take more time. I just want to thank you for our speakers and thank you to be here. And thank you our moderator, Thibaut Cholet, which is a professor at Université of Lorraine. I'll leave the floor to you, Thibaut, and feel free for any, maybe Thibaut we're going to say, but for any comments or question, feel free to interrupt, to say something, or to just write in the chat your comments. But I think Thibaut will explain more on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. So let us have a look on the webinar agenda. So we just had the welcome by Barbara. Then we will have two great talks. The first one by Pantelitsa Leonidou, which is about the results of the survey we made about security in high school. Then we will have a second talk by Nina Astian, encouraging European cyber education towards a gender inclusive approach. And finally, we will have a third session, which is about open discussion and questions to the panelists. And it's important to have a live discussion with all the audience. So I ask you to ask question in the chat during the presentation as soon as you have a question in mind or a comment. So please directly put it in the chat, even if your mother language, if you want, because we will be able to translate most languages. So don't be shy. Feel free to ask any question, any comment. We also have a question and answer section in the platform. So either in this one or in the chat, whatever you feel comfortable with, just ask and comment. This will allow us to feed the session about the open discussion. I also created a very quick poll, if you can see, just to see who are you, if you are a high school teacher, a student, university teacher or researcher, or a cybersecurity professional, to see a bit how this audience looks like. So now I will come back later to discussion. So, to Pantelista, if you want.
Hello everyone. Let me first check if I can share my screen and if you can see my presentation. Can you all see now my presentation? Okay. Thank you for introducing me, Barbara and Thibaut. My name is Pantelista Leonido, and I'm now a postgraduate researcher at the Cyprus University of Technology. I'm glad to participate in this webinar since I'm currently working under two different European projects that are related with cybersecurity and cyber safety. The one project is CONCORDIA, of course, and the other one is the Cyber Safety Better Internet for Kids. I'm here to present the results of the survey that we have conducted under CONCORDIA. And the topic is related to teaching cybersecurity to high school students. Basically, the survey is under the Teach the Teachers task. And the main goal of the survey of the task is to create and provide material in order to assist the teachers to teach cybersecurity to high school students. We have three objectives of the questionnaire that we created in order to gather all the requirements of the material. And the first one is relevance. We need to find the most important topics to be covered in the material that we will develop. Then is the effectiveness, where we need to make sure that we will use the appropriate format of the materials in order to have better engagement of the students in teaching cybersecurity. And then novelty, we will try to identify areas that are not well covered by the existing programs and material in cybersecurity. The target group of the questionnaire were the European high school teachers, European high school students that are more than 14 years old, European parents of high school students, and European school management representatives. Currently, we have 117 participants in the survey. The 36% is Cypriot, and the 32% is Greek people, and almost 20% Slovenian, and then we have the 30%, which is constituted of Romanian, Spanish people, German, Italian, and Austrian people. Until now, we've reached the 50% of our audience of the participants of the study are teachers, and then we have 26% to be parents, 19% to be students, and the minority school management representatives, and 8%. And now we will just have a look at some of the results that we have obtained until now in our survey. When we asked the high school students about the online applications that they are using in their everyday life, we've found out that the most popular ones are social media applications, music application, email application, and communication application. Then we have the online shops, online games, and then with smaller percentages, the sharing, file sharing applications. I mean, the results are showing that, I mean, the majority of the students are using online applications in their everyday life in a, I mean, maybe for a long period of time each day. Then we asked the high school students which type of devices they're using in order to access their online applications. And the most popular device, of course, was their cell phones with their mobile devices. Then we have the desktop and private laptop devices. With the 48%, we have connected devices like smartwatch. And then with the 35%, we have the tablets, the 30%, the public computers that they make use during the school time or in their tutoring lessons. And the less popular device is the game devices with 22%. From now on, I will show you some answers that we have, some replies that we have from the audience of the survey. And we're using the confidence scale from the 1 to 5, where 1 is the non-confident and 5 is the very confident. And using this scale, we asked the students, the teachers, and the parents to say how confident they are with some statements. Firstly, we asked the high school students about how confident they feel in a number of online activities. And we can see from the results that the majority of the students, they feel confident to very confident to create strong passwords and being safe playing online games. Then we can see that from neutral confidence to confident, the students feel safe in online social media, and they also feel that they can securely download files and software. Then with neutral confidence, we can see the activities like safely using the email applications, safely sharing online files, and preserving their online privacy. And with a little confidence to neutral confidence, the students can recognize fake accounts and use securely the online shopping. Then we ask all the parents, the students, and the teachers how confident they feel with the statements that students are aware of the online risks. And we see that parents and children, they agree that they feel confident to very confident about that statement, while teachers look to be in the majority. Ask the audience to reply to say how confident they feel about the statement that students can detect online risks. And again, we see that the students, they feel confident. The parents now they look to be neutral confident, and the teachers little confident statement. About students being cautious and avoid online risks, we see again that the students are very confident, while their parents are neutral and teachers little confident. And when having to handling the online risks, we can see that now we have a big change, that also the majority of students replied with a neutral confidence. And we see that parents are from little confident to neutral confident, and teachers are little confident about that fact. Another question that we had in the survey is, and it was targeted to the students, it was if they have ever experienced any online risk. And we can see here that the majority of our participants replied with the "I'm not sure" option, which is something that might show that in the end the students are not that able to detect or to understand when they're in an online risk. And then we have also the same percentage, 26% for yes and no. Then we asked also the parents and the teachers if any of their children or students have ever shared with them any online. And we see that the majority of both the groups replied with a no, something that can show that maybe high school students won't share their experiences with their teachers and parents, or maybe they don't realize that they're in the danger, so that's why they don't share their experience with their teachers and parents, based also on the other results that we have before. And then an interesting view is that when we ask the students, the teachers, and the parents about if cybersecurity is taught in any form in their school, we've seen that students and parents, the majority replied with I don't know, and then the second higher percentage was with 30% and 35% replying as no. While teachers, we have that the majority responded with a yes, with the 61%. And that shows that there are some courses in the school about cybersecurity, but maybe students need to be more aware, or we need to give more emphasis or more effort in order to make known that the courses are taught in school. Then, since one of the objectives of our study of our survey is to find the most relevant topics that we need to teach in a cybersecurity course to high school students, we asked the students, the teachers, and the parents to select 3 topics that they believe that they are the most important to be taught in the cybersecurity course. And we can see that all the groups, they have as number 1 to the being safe in online social platforms as a topic to be taught in a cybersecurity course. Then the students are rating recognizing fake accounts as the second more important topic, while teachers and parents are agreeing in ensuring respect of privacy as the second most important topic. And then we have the creating strong passwords as the third most important topic for the students. And then we can also see some other topics like securely downloading files or software using email applications in a secure way. And we can see that also parents are concerned about being safe when their high school children are playing online games. And as another objective of the questionnaire was to find the best methods or best instruments to use in the material that we will create for teaching cybersecurity. We asked the students, the teachers, and the parents to rate again which means are more preferable for them. And we see that students prefer the interactive presentations, game platforms, live chats, videos, and websites with this order. The first one is the most popular one. And then we can see that teachers and parents are agreeing in their selections, which are videos, interactive presentations, games and platforms, live chats. And then we also have the massive open online courses and the fishes. And just to sum up the results of the questionnaire that we have until now, it's that it looks like the students are aware of the online risks and they believe that they can be cautious and avoid the risk, but they feel less confident in detecting and handling the online risks. Another good observation of the study is that the students look to be more comfortable in their online activities than their parents or teachers believe they are. And what we also seen from their answers in the questionnaire is that the cybersecurity is already in the school curriculum, since the teachers, the majority of teachers said that yes, cybersecurity is taught in our school, but maybe we need some more emphasis and effort in order to provide more education on cybersecurity, and then have more effective also education to make sure that all the parents and the students know about the cybersecurity courses. And as we've seen in the last slide, the results show that more interactive teaching methods and instruments are required in order to create these material, like the interactive presentations or the videos, instead of using paper material, for example. That's all from me. I just want to let you know that the survey is still on, so I will send the link of the survey in the chat. So if you haven't if you haven't participated in the survey and you want to participate, or you know people that will be able to participate in the survey, please just share the link.
Okay. So thank you very much, Antelitsa. Now we can have our second talk by Nina from EXO. If you are ready, Nina.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Thibault. I am going to share my screen as well, as I've prepared the presentation. Here it is. Does everyone see it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
great, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Nina Ashwat and I work as policy manager at the European Cybersecurity Organization, which is a privileged partner of the European Commission on cybersecurity topics, and also a representative of the cybersecurity industry in Europe, in cooperation with the ministries and public agencies as well. And on the side as well, I'm also the operational coordinator of the Women for Cyber Foundation, which was created as a spin-off to EXO. Now, okay. Yes, Marina. Now, Women for Cyber was created as an initiative in January 2019, with the rationale that there is a huge gap of cybersecurity professionals in the world, but especially in Europe. And also based on the fact that there is a huge underrepresentation of women in the cybersecurity industry, or in cybersecurity professions in general. And we created the initiative to really reach out to more girls and more women. So we are trying to attract a triple level, so reaching out to girls in universities or students, but also junior professionals to encourage them towards careers in cybersecurity professions, and also senior professionals for potential career reorientation. So to really start off with the initiative, we invited a selected 31 high-level European personalities, female personalities from all sectors, public, private, and academia, to have a thorough discussion about concrete actions that could be done to help improve the state in the field. And that's why we have come up with a full roadmap of actions and the chart of objectives, which are our guiding documents for the foundation, what was created later on in 2019 in September. As I said, we aim to promote, encourage, and support the participation of women in cybersecurity. It's a multi-level initiative that really aims to grow a diverse community, in Europe, but I must say that actually our voice has breached the European borders, and we are currently in touch also with international stakeholders as well. And some of the key messages that we really try to carry, and these are also based on the observations and best practices from the field, is that we really insist on working with both men and women to achieve a gender inclusive cybersecurity field. We only believe that it's only by working all together that we can reach a full gender balance. Another key message that we really promote is the fact that cybersecurity remains quite a new topic, quite unknown, and for many people it doesn't mean anything, or people just make the link directly with coding or hacking, and this is not necessarily true. Sure, it is only one of the aspects of cybersecurity and one of the possible job profiles, and I must say not all hackers are bad. In cybersecurity field, we do the distinction between the black hat hackers and the white hat hackers. That are the good ones. But these are only also covering the technical skills. Working in cybersecurity also requires some soft skills, managerial, negotiation, diplomacy, to cite only a few. So there are. This is also to show the really wide range of profiles and job profiles and professions that cybersecurity offers, and that remained largely unknown to the public, but also especially to students. So our objectives really are to build a community, which we are currently doing through social media and trying to reach out to as many people as possible. We have initiatives and activities of our own that aim for awareness, education, training, and employment for women in cybersecurity. And in the parallel, we also reach out to the political level to carry the right messages to the national ministries, but also the European institutions. Now, among a few of the activities that Women for Cyber carries, I'm going to cite to show you a few. One of them is that we have partnered with the European Commission to launch the Women for Cyber Registry of Experts. The goal here was to really put together in one place the different profiles of all the ladies working in cybersecurity. First of all, again, to show the different fields of expertise that exist inside of cybersecurity, the geographical spread, but also help events organizers or university project leaders to find the right experts at the right time. It is also one of the ways for us to showcase to young girls that there are role models out there, and that should they choose to engage in towards cybersecurity education, they are not alone. There are definitely other female experts out there ready to support them and mentor them. Speaking of role models, one of the very first actions that we launched was a series of small videos online of role models that are part of our Women for Cyber Council. So they are high-level personalities who answer three questions about their current position in cybersecurity, about their original career path, and how did they end up in cybersecurity, and then to give some advice to women or girls who would like to work in cybersecurity. This role model campaign naturally evolved into the phase 2 of the initiative, and Yeah, and we are currently in the process of creating the book of 100 plus women in cybersecurity in Europe. So this is stemming from a contest that we launched for a few months at the end of last year, where women could apply, or people could nominate women that they think should absolutely appear in the book, to showcase again the role models and the scope of positions that exist out there. And even the interesting thing is about showing how people started working in cybersecurity or ended up working in cybersecurity. So it was quite an interesting action. We are currently finalizing the book and hope to have it published by June of this year. And as you can see, it says 100 plus women. Initially, we thought we would select only 100 women, but actually the amount of applications and nominations that we received, there were too many wonderful women out there, so we couldn't limit our choices. So I think the number for now is at almost 130. So we will come up with another title when about to publish the book. And another initiative that we launched is the series of master classes. So with a role model series, these are completely free webinars. So taking place once a month that we organize, and featuring one role model that directly interacts with the participants. The goal here is to really allow it's to target junior cybersecurity professionals, but also university students, or even more junior students, high school students, to listen to about the personal experience or the professional experience of these role models, and then directly interact with them in a really flexible and relaxed atmosphere, to put them in direct interaction. And it has been met with quite a success. So we are continuing this. We started it in November, and as you can see, each role model chooses their own topic on which they would like to speak about and focus. So here, for example, there are master classes on how to succeed in cybersecurity without technical skills. The second one was about the greatest misconceptions about cybersecurity. Then we also had some more focused master classes. For example, one of our experts showed the world of standardization and certification, and cybersecurity applied to standardization and certification. It was quite an eye-opening masterclass, I must say. I myself have learned a lot of things during that masterclass. And the next one was about building a career in cybersecurity, how to succeed in cybersecurity, or the life stories and challenges of the National Cybersecurity Agency. The next masterclass is actually happening this Friday. There's a possibility to register until the last minute should you wish. So the registration link is there, but you can also find it all over our social media channels. It will take place with Domitila Benini. She is the CEO of Electronica, which is and president of Cyphergate, which is a very big cybersecurity company in Europe, based in Italy. So there is a wide range of topics that are being tackled by our role models, and usually I'm the one moderating these masterclasses, helped by my colleagues. And I must say, based on experience, these are very well, they're full of learning details, learning topics, and no masterclass is the same as the other ones. And for your information, all the masterclasses that I just mentioned, they are also, the recordings are freely available on our website, so you can go and watch them, or even use to share them with your students, should you wish to teach them about cyber hygiene, building cybersecurity career, etc., etc. So a final aspect of Women for Cyber that is relevant for me to mention today is that the scope of our activities has grown so much that we started considering building national chapters, or local chapters, or even pan-regional ones. The goal here, especially for the national chapters, is that they are closer to the ground, closer to the ecosystem, and in each country is very different from another, and the goal is really to directly reach out to the professionals and the students at the country level, and have more operational messages, more operational activities closer to the ground, to really help the community. And as mentioned in the slide, to have a tailored approach. And we have again received a lot of interest, and currently we have 7 chapters that are launched in operational. Well, not yet, actually 6 launched and operational, and Italy will be launched very soon in the coming 2 months, I think. And we have also a number of other chapters, other national chapters being currently discussed. And having all these chapters confirms that the ecosystems are very different, the priorities are very different from one country to another, and the activities and actions are very different. But at the end of the day, we do gather all these chapters together also to share experience, to bring the lessons learned and best practices, and find together a way to move forward. And a few words also before finishing on another initiative stemming from the European Cybersecurity Organization, is the Youth for Cyber initiative. And actually, Youth for Cyber is like the spin-off of a spin-off, because we had the idea of Youth for Cyber from creating Women for Cyber. And Youth for Cyber is really about targeting young people, about educating and raising awareness. So the age group here, it goes from 6 to 26 years old, and there are 2 core objectives. One of them is to raise the level of cyber hygiene, and the second one is to create interests for a career in cybersecurity among the European youth. So there are several sets of modules that are targeting specific age groups, and I will go to the modules actually. So each module would contain 5 to 7 core topics to tackle, and with different teaching methods to deliver the messages. So they're like seminars, videos, quizzes, demos, gaming, interactive discussions, websites, etc. So the earlier modules for the youngest, of course, would focus on games and interactive session quizzes, as well, to help them through the games find and understand basic cyber hygiene, understand threats, and then later on, when targeting teens and later, it's about triggering awareness, and also showing them about cybersecurity, helping them understand that cybersecurity could be a potential career choice. So these are a series of modules that we thought we came up with, and that could also help bring better awareness about cybersecurity in Europe. So I just kept this slide because I thought it was interesting and maybe also in line with the previous presentation. Is that module 0? So before even deep diving into all the other modules, there's a module 0 about training the trainers, because at the end of the day, all of these modules 1 to 5, they're aimed for teachers to train their students in schools. But first of all, the teachers themselves, they need to have this confidence and this understanding, and this module really specifically targets them to help them about the methodology and the different ways to handle the audience and the methods, etc. And yeah, so we really intend to deliver Youth for Cyber at the national, regional, and local level. The initial setting of the modules will be in English, but we hope that each country will translate them into the national languages. It would facilitate the outreach to the national communities, but of course, at the end of the day, it is aimed to have a harmonized approach across Europe. So this is it from me. Thank you for your attention, and yes, happy to take your questions in several languages. I'll let you know if I understand the language or not, but I think you got some leeway there. And here are all the links towards the social media for Women for Cyber. Thank you, and back to you, Thibaut.
Yeah. Now I want to thank you, Thibaut, Nina, Pantelisa, and all the audience. Definitely you touched different points that are relevant for Concordia, but also for EXO, and we continue our work both on the education level and gender inclusion, and we continue our collaboration with EXO, with Women for Cyber, but also EXO, the other working group on education. So for the audience, we thank you to be here, to spend at least 1 hour and a half with us. We have 8 minutes, and then I don't know what is going on open, but in this platform. So I want to thank you, and feel free to reach out for any comments, for any question, any doubt. As a final message that I want to pass you is that we are continuing to work. And this is just, a preliminary step, or maybe not so preliminary, but a step of our roadmap. So definitely feel free to contact us with our personal email address to register in the Concordia newsletter, so to be updated, and we will continue to update you, and if possible to ask you contribution in the future. Thank you so much to Thibaut, Nina, and Pantelista for your contribution, and to the audience.
Thank you for having us as well. Thank you.
Having organized this webinar.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.